Goosebumps is rated Y7 because it may be too spooky for kids.
Hello, Goosebumps fans. Fasten your seatbelts. I think I have my official statement when it comes to the green slime, and when it comes to the whole thing. It's like, yeah, so fasten your seatbelts, Goosebumps, editors of Wikipedia, the fan page. I think I finally cracked it. So here we go. So one thing that was said is that how in the world can the green slime actually be put a spell on, and in every single can around the world isn't turned? Well, my first idea was the fact of, you have to read between the lines. She cursed Evan. So every single can he touches, it's activated. That's how it goes. Until it has an expiration date, and then the magical powers are ceased to exist unless they're reactivated. Yes, don't forget reactivated. So the first book. Sorry about that. For the first book, Sarah Beth put a spell on the can of Monster Blood. The can of Monster Blood. And then as soon as she got taken by the Monster Blood, the Monster Blood took the person that actually was the conduit of the magic. Like an idiot. It took her. And as soon as it took her, the magical spell has been hindered. Severely hindered. So when the second book came along, well, the spell actually activated again because it didn't do its mission yet, did it? It didn't do its mission, and it has to still kill Evan. The thing is that it's not as potent as it once was, because remember, Trigger was able to become very, very big. Very, very big. So since it's not able to do as much as it used to, that's because the magic has been hindered. The person that actually produced the magic is gone. So now it has a bit of the magical qualities, but not as much as it used to. Then we get to the third book. Well, second book, it had an expiration date. Dang, that sucks. The magical powers got hindered once more, to the point of where now the magical powers are dormant. It's still magical, but it's not what it used to be. It's now to the point of where now it's dormant. It's back to a normal can, but you have to reactivate it. Now here comes the freaking part of where it's like, okay, I kind of have an issue. First things first. In the second book, you had the parents come back from Germany and they gave him a brand new can of Monster Blood. At this point, I'll be like, oh crap, that Monster Blood is now cursed too, because, well, as soon as Evan touches it, But considering the original can got cursed, it's the original can. Now, the interesting part is that if he took the Monster Blood that was in the new Monster Blood and put that in the can, then, well, the messed up part is that it will still be has some issues, because maybe it will have some magical qualities, but again, it does have an expiration date, which means the can might be able to give it some powers, but it won't be as much as it used to. Not anymore, not. So when Cuddles actually ate the green slime in the new can, guess what? It didn't do anything at all, because Cuddles was in the third book, and well, notice that in the third book, the freaking army got called to take down Evan. So I'm pretty sure if Cuddles actually had the brand new Monster Blood and actually had the power qualities, and we don't know what's the expiration date on it, then that means that he would have come very, very giant, to the point of where the armed forces, just like in the third book, would have came to take it out. And then dissect it, and then learn from it. So it's like, yeah, Cuddles, good for you that you didn't do that, because if it did work, you would have been taken out. I'm pretty sure you would have. So the interesting concept is that now we have the original can that doesn't work anymore, and a new can that never was cursed to begin with. So in the third book, I would have to believe that Andy has the old can, while Evan might still have the new can. It's like, yeah, I think it's either that or she knows where the old can is and she has access to it. Even so, what they decided was, this is the part of where I have to have some confirmation. Do we know which can Andy used in the third book? Because if she used a new can and the new can did all that stuff, then that's kind of a uh-oh. But it's back to the idea of, again, whatever Evan touches, it's magic. It's cursed now. But on the other hand, if it's the old can and they were just doing it because it's like, oh, well, monster blood, well, it doesn't work anymore, but it'll taste horribly bad when it comes to the cake, right? Because it's not working anymore. But notice, it has to be reactivated. So we did some alchemy stuff here. So apparently the yeast mixed with the monster blood, making it potent again. Uh-oh. Now the interesting question is like, well, if it's supposed to kill Evan, does it know that turning it big will meet Evan's demise? Or it should have actually tried to kill him from the inside because he engulfed it. And since he engulfed it, who knows, maybe the freaking stomach acids caused some issues and that's why the monster blood didn't attack him, because, well, the monster blood is mixed with batter, mixed with yeast, to the point of where it's like, it has the growth capabilities and now he's freaking tall. But the other question is just the fact of, if monster blood was made and cursed to kill Evan, then you would figure that from the inside now it's able to kill Evan, and it didn't do it. It didn't do anything. All it did was just turn him big, and I guess maybe, again, the cake batter mixed with his stomach acids made it to the point of where the monster blood couldn't really do anything. It just gave him the effects of being giant again. Well, being giant for the first time ever. So, of course, as you can figure, and yeah, we'll talk about monster blood for in 1 minute. But as you can figure, what happens is that eventually he has to go back to normal, which, thanks to Kermit, finally he was actually useful. But he was too useful because now he shrunk him down very, very small. So, you know what Kermit did? Kermit has samples all over his basement. And, well, we don't hear anything or see anything of where they all cleaned it up and made sure that Kermit has none of the samples. And besides, he had samples in the first place to get the, in quotations, cure. So I'm pretty sure at this point now, which of course I love this idea that Kermit is studying monster blood and now he's knowing how to manipulate it after a decade or so. And Evan and Andy are none the wiser because, well, they are kind of stupid. It's like, yeah, gotta admit, they are kind of stupid. They left all that batter down the stairs in the freaking basement. Even if they took most of it, Kermit most likely scooped up much of it. He has like so much of it. And all he has to do is just synthesize to the point of where they have the drop of monster blood mixed with yeast, of course. Yeah, but even though the monster blood is mixed with yeast, it seems like it's only now able to do something when it comes to being digested, which does monster blood for breakfast, folks. And Kermit actually is now being my pusher. We're just like, yep. So now he's pushing it, and I'm not gonna be shocked if it turns out that in the Goosebumps universe, they have now sports enhancers and it's monster blood for breakfast, because it looks like it is a good sports enhancer. And he needed guinea pigs, and lo and behold, he found a couple of guinea pigs, including the one that was in the freaking book. The only crazy part that he most likely won't know is the fact that it does also have an adverse effect on plants. And of course, as for monster blood is back again, like I think it's in another video, it's just doing a popularity that happened in, of course, Return to Horrorland, where Evan Ross, again, is alive and well, touching the monster blood. The monster blood is not trying to engulf him, not trying to suck him, not trying to actually, and no, not suck him in that way. I'm just saying suck him as in it's going to engulf his arm is gone, and he's just completely dead. Yeah, just like the book of Monster Blood for Breakfast. That's what's supposed to happen to Evan. But they didn't do it in the TV show, which means that it's either the new can that has no effect or the old can that has no effect. So you can see at this point, Either can he has, and he's messing with it on the screen on TV, and there's no, oh my gosh, turn the cameras off, turn the cameras off. No, it's just him playing around with it. Knows the fact that he has just two cans, and not the bird. He has the can from Germany. If he's playing with that one, that means that it never was active. And then we have the old can, which is not active anymore because it needs to be reactivated with the yeast. So there you go. So why, if it was cursed, why in the world isn't any of the ones worldwide? And I know the short story I did mention some years ago, but that was in a green and purple box, and I'm pretty sure that one is not really canon. Just saying. But yeah, this is the reason why. It's because the can was cussed. The can of Monster Blood, the original one, was cussed. She didn't do a whole freaking thing of where like every single can in the world. She just only did one can. The can that Evan was holding. That's the only can she cursed. So that means that every single other can that he ever sees, she didn't do the smart thing and just cursed his hand to where it's like every single thing you touched, every single Monster Blood you touch, it gets active and tries to kill you. She wasn't that smart either. No offense. But it's like, how would she know there's more cans of Monster Blood in the world? How would she know that? She only knows what was around her, and she sees that the Monster Blood is in his hands, that can, and that's what she did. She cursed that can and that can alone. Thus stops the whole idea of blowing it out of proportion, being like, all the cans in the world should be activated. No, she only chose one can, the can that he was holding. She had no idea there's other cans of Monster Blood in the world. She might have, but the thing is that, how would that help her kill Evan? That was the main thing, kill Evan. And like I said previously, it still works, where it's like, okay, maybe she did curse all the Monster Blood cans. The only thing is that it's kill Evan. That's it. Kill Evan. And talk about the horrible thing of where it's like, that's the weird twist of it all. That has to be the most horrifying twist, is that after, but of course, note again, Sarah Beth got killed. Since she got killed, that means that the spell does not work anymore. So that means that even when we come to the interesting conclusion being like, oh, well, all the Monster Blood of the world combined together, one big freaking blob, and is now heading to Evan's aunt's house, and is going to engulf the house, killing Evan and everyone in there. Well, it can't, because the magic is gone. The magic got stunted. And then even then, it's like, yeah, but don't forget the expiration date too. The expiration date screws it up as well. And who's to say that the new can of Monster Blood even has the same expiration date? It might even just be like 1 or 2 years. So in the end of it all, why exactly does the spell... The spell's ridiculous. It should have cursed every single can that's ever existed. No, because the only can that she knows about is Evan's can. And Evan's can of Monster Blood was cursed. That can and that can alone. Every other can he touches is nothing, because that's not the spell anymore. Yeah, I was having a good assumption, but I'm like, it would have been smart if she actually did that. So it's like, yeah, her backup plan. But considering she was full of it, I'm pretty sure she expected that the can of Monster Blood would finish the job. Thus, we cool. But it didn't do it. And the only thing that's just going on is the fact of where they still have the can. It's like, yeah, it's like if they would have just got rid of the can in the first place, or just left the can alone, or buried the can, it would never happen. And plus, again, expiration date equals to, it would be useless anyways. So anyways, have a scary day. Have a scary night.